totally understand your frustration. I had my parakeets for 4 years before they were ever tamed, believe it or not. With the right information and tools, it will definitely not take you 4 years to tame your parakeets. Now, there's no quick how to tame your parakeets overnight or anything. I have tons of YouTube videos on how to tame your parakeets on my YouTube channel. You can just go to my profile of my TikTok and click my YouTube link, and there are tons of videos on target training, taming parakeets, all of it. So first, before doing anything, you want to make sure that you're in a safe and quiet room. So if they were to come out, it would be somewhere safe for them to be out and nothing that they can get into. Secondly, they're not going to want to interact with you or come to you for treats if they have all of that in their cage already. So if their cage is full of millet spray or tons of seed, they're not going to want to train with you. There's nothing they're going to want to come to you for. So make sure you take all of that out at the end of the night to start fresh in the morning, and you can do a little training session with them in the morning when they're hungry. And then after that, you can just feed them their normal food. So in the morning, before you feed them breakfast, you want to do a small training session, really hands off. You'll want to either start by sitting next to the cage, not really towering over them or anything that would scare them, but just sitting there quietly, and either give them a piece of spray millet and have them see if they'll come over and take it from you. Don't be like going into the cage and trying to get them to take it from you. Wait for them to come to you, because you'll see have a lot more progress that way. The second thing you'll want to work on after letting them take some treats for you, or you can just start with this to begin with, is target training. I have a whole YouTube video about target training on my YouTube channel, so if you want to watch a very in-depth video, but target training should look like them gently touching the end of the stick, and then you removing it, saying yes as soon as they touch it softly, and then rewarding them with a piece of millet. So just to show you, this is what target training should look like. Very simple. They should not be aggressively biting the end of the stick. If they are, that means you're too close. And basically what the target stick means is that when they come to it and they touch it, they always get a treat. The target training is basically just a quick, hands-off way for you to build some communication and some trust between you and them. If you have any kind of millet or millet spray or treats in their cage all day for them to just eat on, they're not going to want to come to you in the morning time for that millet and to do that little bit of training with you in the morning. So it's going to be a lot harder if it's in their cage. So make sure you start over, take all of that out of their cage if they have any. A lot more simple for you to get them to come. You also mentioned that a family member was able to go up to one of the parakeets in the cage and kind of pet their chest. I really don't recommend doing that, because that can be a place on them that can trigger hormones, and you definitely don't want to deal with that. And it's also just a very sensitive area, and I know you see that in a lot of Disney movies where the princess is like petting the bird, and I kind of thought that too when I first got my parakeets. I thought that would be a place that you were able to pet them, but I just recommend staying away from petting them or anything like that in the beginning before they're really tame. Something very important to remember when you are trying to tame 2 birds at one time is that it can get very overwhelming. They move very quickly. You're like, how do I tame 2 at one time? And the answer is you don't. Parrots learn from watching other parrots do something, and if one of them sees the other one getting a treat from you, the other one's going to want to do it as well. So you're going to want to choose the one to tame and train that is the least scared of you and that shows a little more interest. If there's one that is like hiding in the corner and the other one is coming to you, you're going to want to pick the one that's coming to you, and the other one will just learn from watching the other parrot. This one is the one I chose because she was more curious and more interested in being tamed. She wasn't as scared as my other parakeet, so I chose Daisy to tame, and Skylar just learned from watching her. And one other thing that you mentioned is that your parrots, you can't get them to like you, but it's also something to go by, and that just makes it easier for training, is to think as your bird as a piggy bank. So if you do something that maybe they don't like, and that counts as taking a quarter out of the piggy bank, and you want the piggy bank to be full for them to be able to like you. So if you do something like give them a treat and they come up to you, they take the treat, that counts as putting something into the piggy bank. And if you do something and you get super impatient one day, or maybe someone in your household goes up and they grab the bird and they're like, I just really want to hold it, or I just really want to pet it, that counts as taking something out of the piggy bank. So if you get to where you are taking out more of the piggy bank than you're putting in, then your bird isn't going to like you very much, and they'll probably be more bitey, they'll probably be more aggressive. So you want to make sure that you're doing things that they like more than that they dislike. Make sure that you and your family are all on the same page. So if you're working really hard to tame them, that someone doesn't come along and just, kind of make that progress that you made just not even worth it, because if they are not all on the same page, they might try to do something that will make you lose your progress. So make sure you guys just check out my YouTube channel and you can all watch it together as a family, and just make sure you guys are really all on the same page so everything goes smooth. And like I said, I can't say everything that you need to know in one TikTok, so make sure you check out my YouTube channel. I have a whole video on how I tamed my parakeets, so you can watch that and see what I did, and there's a lot of useful information in that video. So if you have any more questions, let me know.